Good morning, Philippines, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 13, All the World's a Stage, Star Trek Prodigy review. I did those in the wrong order. Where today, we have to address the elephant in the room. Her name is Bessie. So everyone say hi to Bessie. No, no, that's not what I was gonna say. James T. Right? James T. The guy one of the two guys we meet at the start. I think he's the doctor guy. I was gonna say everyone names James T, but it's just occurred to me they were probably all the same guy. James T speaks in the way that people make fun of William Shatner for speaking, which I appreciate the joke. The idea of the joke got a little bit of a chuckle out of me, and I don't think everyone's going to have realized that. I also hate it because William Shatner, right? The way people make fun of William Shatner and how he speaks, they'll do it like this, and they'll have weird kind of awkward pauses, like in the sentence, randomly. Kirk doesn't talk like that. Like, I've never seen it. I've never actually met someone who has seen that. Like, Kirk does, William Shatner, rather, and by extension Kirk, does pronounce some things weird. Like, sabotage, however he says it. And, like, there are some things like that where he does pronounce some things weird. But, like, he doesn't speak weird. In fact, my partner thinks Patrick Stewart speaks a lot weirder than Kirk. And it's a weird that these race, like, in universe would have picked up those weird speaking habits. I'll defend. I also think, right, one of the reasons I think I don't see William Shatner speaking so weird is because I think I do the same things people are making fun of. This has been a bad example, this string of sentences, because I've been really fast-paced. There we go, there's a pause. I think I do it. I think I have those weird kind of random Shatner pauses, but like no one's as exaggerated as William Shatner is, unless of course you're talking about William Shatner's singing career, in which case, yeah, he does speak, or rather sing, like how people make fun of William Shatner for talking. But yeah, it bothered me. It was actually really annoying when that guy had loads of speaking lines. I can see why, if you don't like the way Shatner talks, you can't watch TOS, because that was like, God, that because he did the exaggeration. I appreciate the idea behind the joke, and I have to say, whoever did that voice actor must have loved it. They must have had an absolute blast. Like, I probably would have too, having an absolute blast. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's James T. It's the first, there we go. It's this guy, I think, not this guy, who I think kind of talked like Sulu. I can't remember it. Oh, screw it. Here we go. I can actually play a little bit of this audio without getting in trouble.
Sulu.
Here we go.
Stand down, Sulu. Stand down. It's a Starflight landing party.
See, just the stuff like that. It's a Starflight landing party. Just like a slight little pause. Just a little bit too long. Yeah, that's what he did. And I'm not gonna stream too much of a new episode trying to get the other guy. I did like that attention to detail. But yeah, that's our elephant in the room. With Prodigy, again, not really a lot to say overall. I actually spent my 16 minutes between finishing the episode and starting the stream, researching, just refreshing myself. Now let's touch on that a bit, actually. This episode is the aftermath of a non-existent TOS episode. So don't worry trying to scratch your head. This episode of, the Galileo going on this planet never happened. A lot of the stuff did happen, though. The Galileo, obviously, a famous shuttle from TOS. Probably, the shuttle. The ensign who crashed, I don't remember his name. He was an ensign we meet in TOS in the episode Obsession, where there was, a evil fart cloud that killed people or something. There's actually, you could read up this guy's, Google Star Trek Galileo, find the Memory Alpha, find the one that's got a Prodigy spoiler, and scroll down to the ensign. He was the son of the commander of the Farragut, which people who have watched Strange New Worlds might remember that was Kirk's ship before the Enterprise. That guy, the father, died because Kirk was like too slow to shoot or something. Here's where my details are phasey. I'm like a fart cloud. I know most TOS enemies were fart clouds, but I think this one was like just a fart cloud. And then later on, there's the TOS episode Obsession, where Kirk finds that fart cloud again, and the son is like new to that episode. It's this ensign, and he's like also hesitant to shoot the fart cloud that killed his father. And that's basically him. And there was nothing else on his Memory Alpha page until now. Like, we never see him again. Probably not the same voice actor, because if he's still alive, that guy would probably sound a lot older than who we just heard. That's all right. But, yeah, so that guy is a TOS regular. The Galileo, I checked as well. Until today, was never, like, destroyed. It never had a definitive end. There was a Galileo that was destroyed in the Galileo 7, an episode that is the perfect token example of why Star Trek writers can't write Vulcans, because they don't understand logic and have never understood logic. That's unfair. Some of them sometimes do, but mostly it's when they critique the Vulcans. But anyway, yeah, that Galileo got destroyed, and then there was a new one after that, which is this Galileo in this episode. This mission takes place when TOS becomes TAS, kind of around that time frame, year 4-ish of the 5-year mission, if you're curious. Maybe like end of TOS. It does beg the question. I'm kind of skipping around a bit on my scene by scene. We'll go back to the beginning. My mouse is being streamed. So if you picture the Star Trek galaxy as like a circle, right? You've got the line here, alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Wait, alpha, beta, gamma. I think it's alpha, beta, alpha, beta. I can never remember this because everyone's from the beta quadrant, even though they talk about the alpha quadrant. Earth is like down here. It's on the north-south line, kind of near the bottom middle. Voyager pinged up way over here. That was its 75-year journey. Prodigy, last we heard, the end of the season, and I'll admit this ship can go pretty darn fast. This little beta delta line, alpha delta... God dang it, I'm gonna look this up, sorry. Which quadrant is which? Star Trek Stowe map. Stowe will have it. Welcome home, Alex.
Hello.
Oh, I should have trusted myself. Where did I trust myself? I don't remember. Okay. I don't remember if I got it right or not. Alpha, beta, delta, gamma. So beta... Oh, you can't see my mouse. Alpha, beta, delta, gamma. So beta is in the southeast. The line that divides the beta and delta quadrant, we were on that line nearish the center of the galaxy, heading towards the center of the galaxy. That was the last we heard. How long... I can't say certain 4-letter words beginning with F on this stream. But how did the Kirk get there? Like, the Enterprise jumped around a lot. I'll give it that. I did the math once on this. In order to get from Earth to the center of to the end of the galaxy, the galactic barrier, they could do it, but they would have to spend 2.5 years getting there and 2.5 years getting back, and that's the 5-year mission. Not great for, like, the first episode, quote-unquote first. Like, they've been playing kind of loose with nowadays. Sorry, my mic peaked out. I have no idea why there. They've been playing kind of loose with the alpha-beta species being up in this part of the Delta Quadrant. But, like, it's a newer show, not furthest in the timeline, but pretty far. There are ways they could do it. That's fine. this feels weird. Like, that Kirk's ship could have done half of Voyager's 75 years journey ludicrously slower. That, like, inconceivably slower than Voyager. Actually, I've just remembered, Voyager did their own math wrong, didn't they? It's 75 years on the TOS scale. So, it's actually like a 45-year journey to get here. That they just did. I guess that one, that's a bit too fast and loose. Like, if there was some wormhole thing they mentioned, like, sure, I would have given them that. If it was an actual episode of TOS, I would have given them that. But, that one did feel a bit, that's pushing it for me. But we did get to hear the boo-doo-doo, which is the best noise in existence, as we all know. So I guess that's something. Starting off, if you don't know, I've never listened to them, but they've actually been doing Janeway's captain's logs. I don't know where. You could probably Google them. Like, basically, it's Prodigy from the perspective of Janeway, where after every episode, she does a log, which it's written by Aaron, who is one of the writers. He actually apparently writes the Janeway bits, and he also writes those logs. So they aren't consistent, canon or not. We know Star Trek's rules, which I'm sure modern Star Trek's eventually gonna officially break or like make a statement about, because you can't have that SETI Alpha 5 series without breaking the on-screen equals canon rule. But yeah, that's a PSA basically. If you want to listen to those, they've got some stuff in them that's basically Prodigy from Janeway's perspective, just brief little captain's logs, voiced by Kate Mulgrew. But yeah, this Diviner stuff, it is kind of nice. Like, it's weird seeing this stuff, because it's very much an episode of quote-unquote TNG Prodigy, you know? Like, it's the standard Star Trek episode, but, like, just kind of in the background over presumably 10 episodes. Like, you could really condense it down and have it be a Star Trek from Janeway's perspective. But yeah, it's interesting seeing the Diviner in control of so much of his life. I've also literally just then clocked that he's the Diviner because he's like got future knowledge. He can divine the future because he knows it. I've always wondered why it was the Diviner. Also, there's clearly no water in this cup. Oh wait, no, there is water in this cup. But yeah, it's nice seeing this. Oh, you're
watching The Sims again.
Yep, it's the Sims one. I like seeing the Janeway stuff. Also, that's a tall Tellarite. I thought I was gonna say something about Janeway I'm forgetting, but I don't remember. Yeah, next we've got Murph being sick. I guess we'll get onto that at the end of the episode. I thought, there was a bit in the middle where I thought Murph was gonna somehow have, like, the cure to the illness. I've remembered what I'm gonna say here. Two things that I've just completely forgotten both of. The first is, they've kind of gone back, I feel, on, like, they're not wanting to get rid of the weapon. Hello, Ben. I was gonna say Benjamin. That's not what it says. Bengenium? Hello, Bengenium.
Bengenium Tenium.
This is the one episode where your emote is incorrect.
friend.
There we go. I wasn't frozen. My mic just came out, and that broke OBS. I don't know how long I've been muted for.
Did you hear our Benjium Tengium joke?
I hope it's not that long. I hope they would have said something.
Well, they did say something.
But did you hear, what was I just talking about? Did you hear a bit about the weapons just getting an external comm system? I'm glad someone was here today, because, yeah, my mic cord came out, and so I wasn't producing any audio output. And I think it's about a 10-second delay until you get this. I timed it before the live stream started. I felt I'd remember. God, I was gonna say something here, and I don't remember what it is. Nope, sorry, but I'm sure it was hilarious. Oh God, the bit where we were talking about the Vulcan salute. Have I been muted for that long? Like right when you showed up? Am I still muted? Hang on, no, that's my flashy light. I think I've just... Hang on, what have I talked about? Talked about how it's nice seeing the Janeway bits in the show, but it's kind of weird how, like, if you condense these Janeway's bits down, it's very much a standard Star Trek episode we're just not watching. We're watching, like, a standard episode of TNG or whatever from the outside. And it's a very interesting perspective. I'm liking that. Yada, yada, yada. I realize he's called the Diviner because he's from the future, so he has future knowledge, so he can divine things, like, technically not divine them.
Is that animated version of that one dude from Next Generation that said that Will Wheaton's character was going to do great things? And to
the Traveler? No.
Yeah.
You went mute right after the Vulcan salute. Okay, good. Yeah, no, it's not the Traveler. It's a new guy.
It looks like the Traveler.
Yeah, so let's go back. Oh, hang on, was this what I wanted? There was some second thing. Oh, I think this was it. Why did they forget to paint these guns? That one felt kind of weird to me. Even on this table, they look untextured, and I think that was the small detail. But because you missed it, I'll talk about the weapon now. They kind of went back on what they... last episode, was it? I like the explanation that they didn't want to get rid of the weapon because someone else might come along and use it. They might steal it, which was great because it meant you didn't have to make it impossible to remove, which would basically be impossible. But you gave it a reason why they didn't want to do it. And then the Borg kind of undid that, where the Borg say it can't be done, which I guess means it can't be done. They don't have to provide an explanation because they can't. We just go, well, the Borg know a lot. The Borg say it can't be done, so it can't be done. In this episode...
Borg know all hail the Borg.
The Borg, not the Borg, in this episode, the crew tried to remove it. They mentioned, like, they tried to beam it out, some other stuff, I don't quite remember, and it didn't work. Which I'm fine with, like, that stuff not working, but it still brings me back to, if you put your mind to it, I bet you can find a workaround. But the bigger one that bothers me, I don't mind that they can't remove it, is that they established even hailing Starfleet will infect them. Which means it's an option they considered because they want to do it. They want to reach out to Starfleet. What they haven't explained is why they can't just go to some random starbase or the first ship they meet and go, hey, can we borrow your comm system? Actually, what about this one? This episode, I guess they destroyed the Galileo shuttlecraft. So yeah, I'll give them. But like the Enterpriseians were living in a ship. So, like, is there no comm system there? Or like... There's got to be some sort of trade station or, like, some place you can go, some public payphone. I accept that their shuttles and stuff can't. Like, that's not an external system because it's Protostar, it's infected. I'll buy that. Especially because I think they, like, 3D print all their ships and stuff. I don't think they have any standing shuttles. But it brings me back around to that, like, well, if you really want, like, I'm sure there's a way around this if you just put your mind to it a bit, which was a problem before. I was gonna say, maybe you could say everyone they hail gets infected. It just doesn't do anything if it's not Starfleet, but then you've got, like, some massive death bomb spreading across the Delta Quadrant, and that's gonna be a problem at some point. You know, eventually that's gonna reach the Federation. But yeah, we'll get more into the Murph being sick stuff towards the end of the episode for obvious reasons. But I thought there was a point in the middle where I thought it was going to be like Murph sickness somehow cured like the disease on the planet, and I was a bit annoyed at how predictable it was. But of course that didn't end up being the solution. Moving on. This transporter room is nice. It's straight out of Stowe. It is like kind of weirdly big. Let's go for a positive, because I am sounding a bit more negative on this episode than I thought it was. We talked about these guys already, which I'm pretty sure that was the first thing I did, James T. and Sulu, yeah. You recognize them, right? I don't think Alex is listening, which is good. No spoilers.
I'm watching the Game Grumps demolish a giant gummy bear.
Like eating it, or?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, are they actually demolishing it? Yeah, this ship, it's one of the few Eagle Moss ones. No, wait, I do have a model. I'm gonna be
It's
right...
very phallic shaped.
You say that about all of them. I'm gonna be right back, because I think I have a model of the ship I'm thinking of. But there's a little dog on my lap. Where is it? It's behind my modular buildings.
Okay, I'll hold up.
Oh, comment got up. I'll be right back.
No, it's not. Is it this one you thought it was?
Hang on.
I don't see no blue ships.
Hang on. I know which one I'm looking for. They're ordered by time.
Hello, chat. I have taken you hostage.
I'm sure I own this one. It's probably packed.
Can you hear me, chat? Okay, you can't hear me.
I probably called it an alien design.
Yeah, why don't you look over there for it, or over there?
No, because it's in a box. Okay, I'll look at one more place.
Hi, chat. I have kidnapped you. While Nathan is looking for his ship, we're gonna randomly scroll through the episode. And I'm going to do a knowledgeable commentary.
Gamma quadrant. Where's my delta? There's the gamma. Where's my delta quadrant ship? There's the board.
Yeah. Here we see a man holding the remote controller he just stole from his siblings.
Oh, it's not that at all. It's not that ship at all. I found it.
He has face paint.
No, get up. There we go. It's not at all that. That's not face paint. That's racist. That's his face. Yeah, I thought it was the ship that Guinan came on in Generations. It's not that one at all. It's vaguely reminiscent of it, but it's not that ship at all. It also begs the question, like, what ship is this? Because it was the Enterprise that came and visited. So, like...
What if I just muted you when you were gone?
No, I did check my audio after last time. I'm still streaming. Yeah, I'm still streaming. I did check this. But yeah, this episode did leave some, like, kind of oddities. Maybe the Enterprise came with another ship, but they wouldn't have left this here. Is this just incidental? Like another Federation-esque Tunacell? Oh, you know what? Maybe this...
Squidward nose looking ass.
Headcanon. This is like an Allurian ship. I think the one Guinan came on was actually
Allura?
A Federation ship.
From Voltron?
No. You haven't met Guinan yet. But, if we could just say it's an Allurin... Allurin? Elarian?
It's an Altan.
It's Alarian.
Altan.
I don't remember. I never remember her species name, Guinan. I think it's Alarian. I think I said it wrong the first time.
Isn't Allura that one chick from the Orville? The tough chick? Open the can of pickles?
I don't remember. It's been too long. We need to do the Orville. Yeah. Let's look. So there's the the ensign guy from the TO. I wish
He's
I could
the one
remember his
holding
name.
the giant remote he stole from his siblings.
Is it a remote?
Hey, why are they all wearing medical scrubs?
They're not. They're green ones. Which I actually like this because I think it's both they've misunderstood Starfleet because it's green, which is not one of the colors that Starfleet uses. And no, I know the whole captain's uniform. It's not green. It's just, I'm not going to get into it, but just accept for now that it's not green.
I know it's yellow. It's just a very mustardy, greeny yellow.
It's definitely yellow in person. I might have seen that one. I actually don't remember. I've seen some of them. But anyway, it's also a reference to the quote-unquote green captain's tunic. The only time it was green is in Enterprise. I'll say that. In a
Which
Mirror Dark...
Enterprise?
In
There
a
are
Mirror...
multiple
No,
Enterprises.
the show Enterprise. In a Mirror Darkly, it was green. But before then, it was definitely
In a dark
yellow.
mirror on the Enterprise, they're green?
Yes. Anyways, yeah, I like that. This one had some good. Well, I say it's good. I like the how Shatner talks joke in principle. I don't like it because I disagree with the Shatner talks weird.
Shatner doesn't talk weird. It's
I know.
Picard who talks weird.
I already told them this bit.
William Shatner talks like a normal person.
Yeah.
Jean-Luc Picard talks weird.
I disagree with that, but
Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah. I did love that it's TOS. It's not Discovery. It's not Strange New Worlds. I like that we still get the TOS style post Strange New Worlds, post Discovery. I did not think we'd be getting it, except maybe some Lower Decks thing, because it does work in live action. And Amir proved that. I know this is like a set, but later on we get like the holographic thing. I'm very happy we still get that aesthetic, and I think there's a reason it sticks a bit more than Strange New Worlds. Like, this is the kids show. I was gonna say they don't have to throw in any nostalgia. I wonder, like, the classic thing about kids shows is they throw in a bunch of jokes for the adults watching. I wonder if this sort of stuff, like, whatever the episode that had like all those holographic characters, Kobayashi Maru, and this are like the sort of for the adults bits. As much as it's written for everyone, this is like if you're watching with your kid, you'll really get a kick out of this stuff, because they played the do the best sound in the universe. As we all know, this is just a stated fact.
Oh no, it's Captain Jean-Luc.
I liked I think he said he donned the red, which was very clearly,
He's gonna die.
let's say, red shirt in the most not red shirt way possible. But I did like that. There were some little jokes in there that were quite good. Here's something I realized after watching this episode. I think I explained away myself.
The cardboard shrubbery.
I
like the cardboard shrubbery.
The ship crashed down. Some people went and investigated it. They got sick. Right. Actually, I've just realized Dal got sick. My explanation's not going to work. They came back and people got sick. But the people are getting sick because of exposure to the
Shrubbery.
warp core leaking and reacting with the dilithium, the stuff in that cave. So how come it's contagious? That one I don't quite get.
Mutation.
Of what?
When it gets into the humans, it mutates and becomes.
But it's not
contagion.
alive. It's like radiation poison.
If the TARDIS is alive, why can't the Enterprise be alive?
It's not the Enterprise. It's like molecules.
Molecules can be alive. We're all made up of atoms.
But yeah, I was gonna say maybe the first time it was like bigger, it was a bigger crash, so maybe like the fumes spread or whatever. It was coincidental that it spread when the people came back. But yeah, I don't quite get why Dal got sick. And more importantly, why Dal got sick when the other people in the room didn't. That one felt a bit weird. I think this was a good... Okay, I'll kind of use here, because I have been kind of negative throughout a lot of this. I think this was a pretty good episode. It does have some of those little rough around the edges bits, but I see. I mean, they made it overt in some ways, but not others. I see the
I hate to
parallel.
interrupt your stream, but Nathan,
What?
look.
What? Avatar, first animated movie featuring the original team as young adults. Does it have the original voice cast? That's the most important thing for me.
But I see Momo.
Yeah, Momo's in this one too. Momo plays the slug guy. Basically, yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I see the parallel between our crew, the Prodigy crew, are not really Starfleet. They're basically pretending to be. There's kind of the imposter syndrome themes here, where like these guys are overtly like not Starfleet. It's literally a stage play they've got going on. They're confined to their own planet. It's basically like a budget version of what the Prodigy crew are doing. I liked that. I liked where it's come in the story. I like that. I think it's also, got some real world benefit where like, I don't think the kids would have really cared that they don't have an actual starship, but it's like the message of you don't have to literally be Starfleet to be Starfleet. In fact, quite the other way around as well. Just being in Starfleet doesn't make you Starfleet. Like it's a common theme throughout the franchise, but Starfleet is more than an organization or more than the Federation. It's the ideals. It's the values. It's the beliefs, and that's what makes Starfleet. I mean, even Picard had the because Starfleet was no longer Starfleet speech in Picard. I like that. I like the premise of this episode. It could have been executed a bit better, I think. It was invert in some ways, and like kind of obvious ways where the characters would be like, "Hey, isn't this like what we're doing? We're just like playing pretend, basically, but on a actual higher scale." Hi, Alex.
Hi.
But there were other ways, like towards the end as well, where it's not overt. You kind of have the speech about the log from the ensign, about how it was the people who saved him. Like it's, again, I think it could have been deeper, but I don't remember all the bits. This was like a while ago I saw this, but I say a while ago, it was like 40 minutes. But no, I do like the theme, the premise, the concept of the episode, the theme. All of that I think was really good. Even, I guess, I don't know if you'd call it overt or covert, but like down here, it's like, what must you think of us? Hearing you echo in your left ear is weird. That's what it's like at work whenever we have to do morning meetings remotely, but we're all in the office, so you can hear each other like on a bit of a delay. Don't I tell you not to watch these? You're gonna get spoils and stuff.
Oh, I'm not paying attention.
I'm
just bored.
What are we going on here to do? I did like Janeway had a moment here, where Rock Talk's like, Janeway, you watch Murph, and then it's like a very Starfleet Captain Janeway, shoulders up. He's like, I will do my best. It's like she was protecting.
The Sims uniform is missing color.
Like she was, it's got the little bits there, and there. It's like she was doing a first contact or something. She was so
Is that Blobby?
high stakes.
Is that the Blobby?
Yep, that's Murph. D. Bradley Baker. It's Lion from Steven Universe. It's Momo. I think it's also Appa.
Oh, it's the dude who does all the voices of
Yeah,
Beast
it's
Boy in
Perry.
animal form.
It's Perry the platypus.
Perry,
Basically, if
Perry
there's an
the
animated character who's just does weird sounds,
It's the chicken from Moana.
yeah, it's D. Bradley Baker. It's basically all the weird sounding non-speaking characters. But yeah. I just had the thought at the end of this when he comes out of his cocoon, if he's actually D. Bradley Baker, but doing some sort of sophisticated, like a posh British voice or something, and that's just what Murph is now. He's highly intelligent. I've remembered the thing I was trying to remember earlier. we know what Murph is now, and we know that the Federation is, or at least individuals in the Federation are aware of what Murph is. Like the not Tellarite. I don't remember his species.
Telerom.
The guy in the relay station identified Murph by sight, and they never followed up on that in the moment, which was a bit weird. But, like, they're trying to guess what's wrong with him. Surely he's going to be in, like, a medical database or a species database. Like, they could definitely figure out what's happening to him with the whole cocoon stuff. It's, like, why didn't they look it up? This episode had some things that made the crew seem very unintelligent. It had some stuff, I guess, the opposite. It had a mix, but it's like not looking up Murph. I'm not thinking of the stuff like an external communication system. Jinkum, like, kind of, the people, I couldn't tell how much, seeming to believe that, like, there might actually be a curse, instead of, like, oh, there's, some weird sci-fi thing these people don't understand, because they don't have the technology or the scientific knowledge yet. I can't think of some other examples off the top of my head, but it made the crew seem less competent, and yes, they are a bunch of kids who stole a Federation starship, but also they've been shown to be much more competent in the past and very capable, and this one wasn't really that. I've also just realized these people after 100 years have like ragtag sewn together uniforms, but they've got pristine rank insignia. Absolutely pristine. Moving on a bit. Anything... these little worms, whatever, reduce the inflammation, and Zero doesn't, like, instantly turn around and start scanning them. Which, it's kind of the first indication of anything to combat the disease. How small is this child? I think they're bigger than this.
It's a baby.
They're not, is the thing.
It's comet-sized.
I know. There's, like, they're much bigger in
It's
later scenes, I swear. I don't think you can say that, Alex.
It's a dwarf.
Let's see. That's a very well rendered.
It's the leaf symbol from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Favoror.
I know what you're talking about. It's also tactical. I was trying to look this up. Let me check. So I was trying to figure out if this ensign was actually an engineer. Star Trek rank insignia. Not rank insignia, division. We'll get it. I know I'm bad. I don't know these by heart. The problem is I don't remember if they differentiate between security and not.
Oh, wait, go up.
No, it's wrong. What?
Operations.
Oh, thank you, Alex. But that's Discovery. Where is... They don't have the 23rd century.
Itchy.
Okay, I'm pretty sure they don't differentiate, though, between the operations, science, and tactical... Yeah. Because I was trying to figure out if this guy was an engineer. So, like, he could have actually figured out, how to fix the shuttle or the communications. But there was no info I could find on Memory Alpha. So, it's perfectly consistent.
Ooh, spiky.
Another weird bit. This might have just not been communicated well to the audience, but they go down here, they figure out what's wrong, and they can't reach Zero. They're like, well, Zero needs to know, or he's not going to fix it, and he's not going to know how to cure Dal and the others. And so their solution is to try and get the Galileo's communications link to work. I've just realized that if the ships... Okay, no, never mind. Scratch that. That's not a problem. Why don't they just walk out of the cave? Like, I wasn't really communicated. Maybe I missed something, but I didn't feel like there was... It wasn't like it took days.
Isn't supposed to signify poison gas?
Yeah. It wasn't that it took days to get in the cave, was it? Or even, like, hours? I kind of got the impression they walked in the cave. So, like, you could just walk out.
Mechanical booty.
like, the girl came in here without supplies or whatever. Is it really that far to go? Like, she got to the shuttle because she saw the quote-unquote eyes. It's just little stuff like that. Like, why can't you just walk out and then hail Zero and be like, yo, Zero, we found out what's wrong?
Plot.
I mean, the shuttle was gonna fall down, but I don't think that was established until after they started trying to fix the communications thing. I didn't. There's a lot of nitpicking here, but that episode I did enjoy watching, but it also was a lot of this, like, that's a bit weird, and it's the sort of death by 1,000 cuts sort of thing. Yeah, we'll go in. Anything else? Because I don't think there's a whole lot left. Oh, here it is, the TOS.
The Sims.
This is the Sims Star Trek expansion, which wouldn't surprise me if they made, honestly.
I'd play it. It'd be
yeah.
a lot of me making Kirk and Spock marry each other.
Why is that? That's like a thing.
They had good chemistry.
All right.
And he got along with Spock better than he got along with any woman. Let me have this.
I'm just thinking. I'm going through.
Let me have this, tiny man.
Why am I tiny? We're the same height. Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot left in here. It's kind of amazing that these people could actually fly the starship. Like that ensign guy who, like, he did a great job teaching them. I love as well how Dal doesn't need this chair. He's just like, man, this chair super uncomfy.
Now.
He was kind of the captain the whole time, but yeah. Going on. Oh, yeah, there was this bit at the end where I thought Murph was, like, gonna be pregnant, and there was, like, a bunch of baby Murphs. But it looks like Murph is gonna turn into a beautiful butterfly. Oh, you're not gonna... Where's the butterfly?
I'm going to eat it and turn into a beautiful butterfly.
Where's the butterfly? I'm gonna get a better look at this cocoon as well.
I want to see the butterfly.
It's not a butterfly. It's,
oh no, guts. He's dead.
I'm getting there. There we go.
Ooh.
Boop.
It's alien snot.
It's Murph. We're gonna have to redraw the Murph thumbnail.
Okay, I'll just draw.
Just
covered
butterfly.
in Murph spiderwebs.
They're all gonna be outdated by the end of the season. The one, you know, like the uniforms are wrong, but the one where I'm poking like through Janeway because she's a hologram. If I had thought of it earlier, I would have had Alex do the same thumbnail, but I'm actually hitting Janeway because it's the old like real version and not the holographic one. Just a dumb joke. But yeah, next episode, I guess we're gonna see Murph become a beautiful butterfly or give birth. There are no alternatives. Oh,
Baby
no, there's
Murphs.
British. There's British D. Bradley Baker. Oh, I don't know if he's British. I don't think he is. But either way, he's gonna be like a real posh British man.
I'll just draw a butterfly with a top hat on it.
But yeah, I think that is it for the Prodigy review today.
Nick, Nickelodeon.
Yep, Nick makes this. But I've just realized when I play the voices, did I actually unmute the stream? I'm pretty sure I did. Usually I have the episode muted just in case. But yeah, alright. Probably like a middling. I don't know, actually. Prodigy's had a really strong set of episodes, hasn't it? Like, historically. It's probably one of the worst ones, but only because I think Prodigy's gone real strong for, a lot of it. It's like, it's not bad, but it's next to a lot of great. It was pretty good. It just had some of those, like, rough around the edges. Like, maybe another draft, just like a quick draft through, not a redraft, second draft, nth draft, whatever. Would have helped polish it out a lot, I think. Some weird little unexplained bits, like what ship are they living in? Thinking about it, what situation was this ensign in where he took the Galileo from the Enterprise, he went down to this planet. He crashed on this planet. The Enterprise crew couldn't find him. I guess maybe, like, he crash landed, but he was in the cave, so they couldn't find him. And he hadn't affected the natives yet, so they didn't go and look in that. I don't know. You see what I mean? Like, it's like there are explanations for this, but it's a combination of death by 1,000 cuts, and you shouldn't have to come up with an explanation because the show shouldn't need one, ideally. But no, other than that, it was a pretty good episode. We got to hear the best noise in the universe, the do-do-do. And yeah.
Is that what sound the cocoon's gonna make when it opens?
That'd be weird, but I'm not sure I would complain. It's so good. It's such an amazing sound that, like, the one detail that these people were able to get right was that sound. And I think the sound of the doors as well, but, like, their sound effects were, like, the originals because it's absolutely astounding, the TOS sounds. But yeah, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. Get the button. There we go. Dang it, I forgot about the pop-up. End the